I don't know.
Just go. Is it turning?
No, it's not turning. Ferris wheel. Alright, we're at the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh my gosh, there's a tiger on the Ferris wheel. There's the fire truck.
You want to see an explosion?
There's the fire.
at normal massage is 30 plus 2.5 seconds. And let's measure acidity. So acidity, we are getting on the side.
Alright, so this is day 3 and we're about to arrive in Sitka, and our excursion today is the Sea Otter and Wildlife Quest, and I'm getting excited. It's so pretty out. just got back from the Sea Otter and Wildlife Quest, and we saw, I think, 3 different whales and a whole pack of otters. Is that what you call it? It was pretty fun, but it rained on us the whole time and it was kind of chilly. Luckily, I had some hand warmers, put 2 in my coat pocket, 2 in my pant pocket, and it kept pretty warm. Okay, so I have seen this Dubai chocolate all over the internet, so let's give it a try today. It's pretty good. Good morning, it's 6 a.m. ship time. We just arrived in Juneau. We're about to go get breakfast, and then we are gonna go do the Mendenhall Glacier and Whale Quest at 7. So we gotta leave here pretty soon.
In the clouds. It's very rare that we actually get to see the top of this mountain over here. This is the tallest mountain that we have. Start creeping into our tour area. Once again, keeping your eyes peeled for those humpback whale spouts. When you see a spout, please shout. So that means that everything that you see above you with these mountain ranges is exactly what it looks like underneath us.
Causes release where kind of an underglacial river pops off and floods Mendenhall Lake and the Mendenhall River. Last year, we had pretty catastrophic flooding. Mendenhall Lake actually flooded areas around the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center, so I don't think anybody will be going out that way today.
No glacier.
That's called Thunder Mountain, and it gets these very steep crevices in it because it has like 24 rock slides every single year. That's why they call it Thunder Mountain. But when it's been raining so much that I can't see the mountain because it's foggy. So today the mountain's out. All right, let me check with our Glacier rep just to see what's closed, and I will.
You can see a waterfall.
It's so flooded.
Right in this meadow here, keeping out for any kind of wildlife because we had some salmon jumping out. That's the wildlife between the wetland and the marine bird sanctuary, what we're feeding them and what nature's feeding them, and then the salmon out in the channel or the other fish and things. Lots of. Just keep your eyes peeled. If it's dark like a stump and it moves, it's a bear. But if it's dark like a stump and it doesn't move, it's just maroon and the water's so shallow. You actually, oh, there's a bald eagle on the left. Y'all are supposed to be watching. And another bald eagle on the right. That's a juvenile. It doesn't have a... Can you smell it? I got the window open. Ugh. I got the hatches open. I was trying to try the bus out this morning, so I opened everything up that I possibly could.
We're heading back to the ship. So we just got back from the Mendenhall Glacier and Whale Quest. On the Whale Quest, we saw at least 3 different whales, so that was really cool. We've seen them multiple times too. And then the Suicide Basin was like starting to flood. We actually got an emergency alert on our phone, but luckily we did get to still go to the glacier. We didn't get to get very close, but at least we got to see it. There was no fog, which I guess is a pretty rare thing to have no fog, so got very lucky being able to see it. But yeah, last year Juneau flooded and they got like 5 to 6 feet of floodwater in the city of Juneau, so hopefully something like that doesn't happen again because that's really scary. There's a jellyfish right there. Good morning, it is day 5. We're in Icy Strait Point, Alaska. Today for the excursion, we have the Whale and Marine Mammals Cruise at 9. It's about 7 right now, so we have a couple hours to kill. It is so foggy today, though. It's crazy. Yesterday we did go on that whale and glacier quest, and we did get to see the glacier. Part of it was closed due to the flooding. And then on the whale cruise, we did see at least 3 different whales, so that was really awesome. And we got so lucky with a sunny day yesterday. Hopefully this fog will clear up for us today and we will actually get some visibility. I mean, you could barely see the ocean, so it's crazy. Bye.
Another one.
On our right side. We have 3 humpback whales on the right side of us, everyone.
Oh, there's Jen. Oh,
Didn't see anything. I'm sorry.
And these are fully grown humpback whales right next to us. Here we go. We have a full boat today, folks. So if anybody that's really short having a hard time, feel free to make your way up to the front.
oh, there's the
So we got 2 humpback whales at our left that are 9:30. We're slightly so we can all share. So Wedgie is a big popular male here in Southeast Alaska. Here comes another whale on our left. He's a male, 23 or 24 years old, known for stinging. But Wedgie's known for grouping up with other humpback whales in the area to start a large feeding group. Right side, 1 o'clock, moving fast. Everyone hugs the right side of the vessel. There he is, up again, 1 o'clock, everyone. Big tail.
back from the Whale and Marine Animal Cruise, and it was pretty successful. The day started out so foggy and we couldn't really see anything, but we actually had 3 separate whales come like practically right up to the boat. It was insane. So overall it was great. We did see sea otter up close, so that was awesome. But yeah, and that's it for today pretty much. We're just gonna relax, probably go have some dinner here shortly, and take it easy. Good morning, it's day 6. We just arrived in Ketchikan. It's just before 6 a.m. So our excursion was at 7, but it got moved to 10. So we have to try to hurry up and get into town and back before excursion starts. So hopefully we can do that. It's supposed to be cloudy and rainy all day, so that kind of is of a bummer. Our excursion today is lighthouse, totems, and eagles. So hopefully we'll be able to see something, but yeah. All right, well, we are gonna head to breakfast and then try to get into town real quick. See ya.
With piles of rock as tall as the mountain that is there now. And we were driving up until 2 weeks ago. We were driving here on the gravel side of the straight right lane where all these machines are parked. That's where we were driving. Everything here.
Alright, we just did some shopping in town and we are heading back to the ship to drop things off and then going on an excursion. Okay, so we just got back from the excursion. We did end up seeing 4 eagles, a huge eagle nest, and then also 4 seals, I think, or maybe it was 3 seals. This was one of the shirts I got. I love it. It was freezing out there. I had 6 hand warmers on, 2 in my hat right here, 2 in my jacket, and then 2 in my pants, and I actually stayed pretty warm. It did sprinkle on us for a little bit, but yeah. So we're back and we're gonna go grab a bite to eat.
Peter, Max. It's called Without Borders. Absolutely beautiful colors into the work of art, and we can see that neo-expressionistic part incorporated into it. I always say, if I were to cover this, a private collection as well, and so of course a very big recommendation. I know that there's a lot of interest in this work of art, so recommended opening price $150,000. $150,000, folks. I'm going to start the bidding off right now. You can keep your bid cards ready at only $120,000. At $120,000 bid, now you hear about a $120 now. Who would have bid now 120? At 120. At 120 now, going once. Of a Standing Man with Goatee is the title to it. Now, it is originally named in French. I'm not even going to try and tell you in French. But folks, a gorgeous beat. It's of course a CP as well, so CP54. The recommended opening price, $11,236. Let's give it a first bid at only $9,100. At $9,100 right now. At $91 in the room right now. You hear it about a $91 for Mr. Pablo Picasso. At $91, do we have a bit at $91? But it's been at $91. Back at you. Thank you. Now for $92. At $9,200 in now. At $92 going once. But about $92. Third fair and final.
All right, good morning. It is day 7. We are at sea until about 8 p.m. when we arrive in Victoria, Canada. And we do have an excursion there of like the night lights or something, but yeah. So we're just gonna hang out today and pretty much do nothing. So, all right, bye. So last night we saw Jersey Boys, and it was like kind of like a play, and it was really awesome. But they didn't let us take any videos or take any photos, so sorry. Okay, I got Starbucks on a cruise ship. I got the iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. It's really pretty, so let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's amazing. All right, we're about 2 hours away from Victoria, Canada, and it is raining and foggy, and you can like barely even see the ocean. It's crazy, but it's really cold and windy, so I'm going back inside. Bye. All right, we just arrived in Victoria, Canada, and it smells so fishy out there. It's kind of bad, but we're about to go on our excursion of the nightlights and Timbits. So, see ya.
So if you guys want to go over to Vancouver, you're going to have to do a little bit of a long swim, or about an hour and 30-minute ferry ride. Here during the gold rush. But if everyone looks to the left of us, I'm going to show you one of the most famous sites. You see this very tiny gap between these two buildings here? There's some red lights there. That is Fantan Alley. That is the smallest legal street in all of North America. There are homes down there, but I want everyone to look to the left-hand side of the bus because I want you to see one of the most famous sites in our entire city. If you look to the left all the way across the water and those twinkly white lights, that is our Parliament building. Now, if you guys aren't quite close enough now to take a photo, this hotel, one of the most famous hotels in Canada. They serve over 500,000 cups of tea every year to over 100,000 guests, including our former queen, Queen Elizabeth, before she passed away. So if you guys look in the top right-hand side of the building, that top level, that was actually the Queen's private suite before she passed. Now, we Parliaments. Remember, over 3,700 white lights on the exterior, 33 copper domes on the very top there. A couple statues to make note of. We just passed by our war memorial, as well as directly in the center, there is a black statue of Queen Victoria, who our city was named after. But there's one more statue. At the very tippy top, do you guys see that golden statue? That is a statue of Captain Vancouver, one of the first British officers to ever trip these waters. It used to be a busy customs port. It's now a beautiful restaurant. Also on the right hand, Huntington Manor on the left-hand side with just a few twinkly white lights. But then next to it, with even more white lights, remember this building on the left, as that is the Pendray Manor, and that is known as the most haunted building in the city of Victoria. The original owner, William Pendray, in the 1800s, was told never to build there as it sits on First Nations burial grounds.
All right, we're back in Seattle and the fun is over. Back to reality we go. So last night we did the Canada overnight lights or something, or I have no idea. But it was fun. It was rainy, so we didn't get to see too much. Luckily, it did stop raining near the end, but we did get some Tim Hortons coffee and some donuts, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, it is time to go home, unfortunately, and we're gonna have to wait at the airport for most of the day because it's 6 a.m. right now, and our flight's not until 1:30, so gonna be a fun day. All right, last cruise breakfast. We're in Seattle.